Hello everyone. Welcome back if you are returning, and welcome if you're new. So today we have something a little bit different than on my channel. We have Kendra back, of course, but we're going to be doing a fill today instead of a completely different set, soak off, redesign, etc. So this is a 4-week set, or she hasn't been back for 4 weeks. So, but this time she just wanted a fill instead of a complete design change. So we're going to fill in all of her growth with the same color we used last time, which is Watermelon Melons from Not Polish. And we're not going to make the glitter nails a full glitter nail. We're going to ombre the Watermelon Melons down over that, so she'll just have a glitter tip. And then we're going to do some marbling with marble ink at the end. And so I thought it would be interesting to show this because I don't think I have any fills on my channel. If I do, they're way back. Also, I just now said marble ink, and that's not what I mean. I mean blossom gel with some gel, so like a gel marble on top of her solid nails. So getting into this, what I'm going to do is, as you can see, with 4 weeks of growth, what happens, first of all, she didn't have any lifting or any breakage, which is fabulous. Some of her edges are rounded down, from use. That happens with wear on nails. So that bit that I had there just wasn't really doing the trick, so I switched to this bit, which, as you can see, is obviously doing the work. I believe this is a Melody Susie 3-course safety bit, safety barrel bit. So I'm going to take down a little of her length because her nails do need to be a certain length. She works in a restaurant, and although she wants them as full length as possible, and usually stiletto, you guys haven't seen that for a while on my channel because she's been doing restaurant and food service work, and this is kind of the longest she's had in quite a while. She loves it, but this is as long as she can tolerate it. So I do take a little of the length down, and as you can see, when nails start growing out, of course, the apex is going to grow out as well. So when you have this much growth, and everyone's nails grow at a different rate, of course, and I even noticed on her right hand versus her left hand, I'm working on her left hand right here. When we move over to her right hand, she had even more growth over there. And then sometimes I was out of frame, you guys, on certain fingers, so some of this video I'll be showing you the fill on the right hand and the prep on the left hand, etc., because I might not have had the full footage of the full hand, but all of the stuff's in there anyway. So I am shortening them, and I am taking down, while I am thinning out this design, while I'm thinning out the acrylic near the cuticle area and the regrowth area, I'm also flattening out her apex. So I'm doing more removal there than I would if it was just a 2-week growth, or just not very much growth at all. And so then I did, after I shortened them down and lowered the apex and got a lot of the product down, now I'm going to straighten out and crisp up those edges that were rounded out, and straighten up my free edge where I just trimmed them down. And I'm using a 60/60 grit file for that. So this is all in prep for laying our couple beads that we're going to lay just to fill this set. So as usual with any nail set at all, the work is in the prep. No matter if you're doing a rebalance, a fill, just for me, the most work goes into the prep. And it's worth it. I mean, look, her set lasted 4 weeks in a restaurant, and she works 2 restaurant jobs, by the way. This girl does nothing but work. She has 1 day a week off, Sundays, and anyway, it's a lot of hands in water. She, at one restaurant washes all the dishes. Anyway, so the prep, putting the time and effort into your prep really does make a difference. So here I'm going in with a smaller ball bit than I normally would because I only have this much area to work with. I don't have the whole of her natural nail to do prep on. I only have her regrowth area to do prep on. So when I was debulking the nail, I was just doing that debulking, and now I'm going to make sure with my sanding band that all of the acrylic is flush to her nail. So I'm going to be able to see a little bit of the clear layer I laid last time and some of the color, but I'm really just looking as I'm going here with my sanding band. My sanding band's on a speed, when I'm on the acrylic, my sanding band's on a speed of about 7, and I do use my bit at a slight angle to, on the acrylic only, to just make sure that her edges are flush. When I begin going on her natural nail, I keep my bit flat and flush to her nail, and I turn it down to a 4. You can see that bit's going much slower, and you saw my hand move over, so that's what I was doing. I was turning this down to a 4 because I'm planning on getting off the rest of her cuticle and taking the shine off of her natural nail so we can get our natural nail prepped. And I'm going to do the same thing on the rest of the fingers, and I'll jump back on when we're through. We didn't have any lifting. I didn't have any major removal to do, so this is just the same on all the nails here. And by the way, those purple sanding bands are a medium grit from Profiles Backstage. I just absolutely love the grit of those. And so here I'm going to go in with a little more swipe than I normally would, because as I did dust off her nails, I also am going to be using the swipe to cleanse and dehydrate. So I'm really getting in the crevices and just using more swipe than usual to just make sure there are no dusties in any corners. And then I'm going to go in with my Sky acrylic primer, which I believe, in addition to prep, has really just changed any lifting game. I've mentioned it before, but I don't experience lifting with my clients just at all. So I just think this stuff really does the trick. So since there's such a small area of natural nail where this goes on, excuse me, you will see me pulling this product down onto the acrylic, because I don't want a puddle there where you'll kind of see, like right there, do you see how there's a puddle? I don't really want to leave a puddle there, but I need the primer there. So I'll just pull it down just a little bit, but it only needs to be on the natural nail. And now I'm going to go back in with my usual clear layer. I always do this, many reasons: for blending, for fills, for nail protection, staining, just everything. It just, I don't know, does a lot of different things, and I prefer to do this. And you can also see where some of her nails look like they have a little more growth than the others. They do. And then as well as some of the acrylic I just took down a little farther. Like this is where I was telling you her growth was much more on her right hand. This is the right hand I'm doing the fill on here. And there was much more natural nail to work with here. So you guys are going to notice that I'm going in with much smaller, wetter beads than I normally work with to do this fill, because the area that I needed to put acrylic on her natural nail plate was so small. I wanted to go in with smaller, wetter beads to just kind of let the acrylic self-level and kind of float into those areas. And then I went in and built the body of the nail and the apex. And this, I'm going to use this color for, like I mentioned, each nail. So I'll let you guys watch, jump back on if I... Oh, before I jump off, I want to let you know I'm using Sky Monomer, and this is my Young Nails brush that I got from Nail Love, from Stephanie. Shout out to you, Stephanie. She did reach out to me a while ago and tell me she had one of these brushes, and I was so happy to get it, and I got it, and I prepped it, and it was still just kind of bushy. I have 4 of these brushes, you guys, because I have searched high and low and bought extra, other kits, but none of them are as good as my original one. And Stephanie mentioned to me, hey, didn't I send you one? And yeah, she did. And I just think that because I haven't used it, it hasn't gotten flat. I mean, my other one I've been using for 3 years, so of course it's nice and flat. So for me to get this brush primed and for me to start using it and liking the other brushes I have to start putting them into use. So this is a different brush, although it looks the same, and it worked fabulous for this set. So thank you for reminding me, Stephanie, that, again, I need to get out of my comfort zone and just, I do have other ones. I do need to just try it, just because they're a little fluffy. Well, they're going to stay fluffy until I use them. So anyway, thank you, girl. This worked fine. It worked great. So again, smaller, wetter beads, and I will let you guys watch. Here I go again. I can never shut up. I always say, I'll let you guys watch, and literally 3 seconds later, I'm back to talking. So I just wanted to let you guys in on another thing, is you'll see me do what I just did here, which is put a smaller, wetter bead down and just kind of, again, pat it into, where I want it. Just tap, tap, and pat, and move it around and let it settle where I want it to be, because I don't want these nails thick. There's already an acrylic nail under there. So I'm not going to put on big fat beads, but I need it to have the right shape, structure, strength, everything else. So I'm just going a little slowly, and I'm looking at the nail from all angles, and she jerked right there, and that bead went right up into her skin, but it works out. Anyway, I will sometimes just lay the bead and just let it melt into place and tap it around the edges of the bead to just get it where I want it, and wait for it to harden up a little bit before I start dragging it down and patting it more into place. So that I was doing that on purpose, and that's a good way to get acrylic where you want it without having to do so much work, if that makes sense. Another thing I wanted to mention is Jordan is coming tomorrow. She's another client that lets me record. I don't record lots of sets sometimes, you guys, because not because I don't want short nails on my channel, but just because they're I don't want to use the word ugly, but a lot of people just want a short plain set, and the sets that I want on my channel are more like this, where there's a design, where there's bright colors, or even just a nude set or whatever. But Jordan's coming for a pretty cool set. I had a little medical mishap myself yesterday where I had to go to urgent care. I'm fine, but it's just supremely annoying. So if that is healed enough and feeling well enough, she is coming tomorrow. She lets me record, and she usually gets long, cool sets, and she sent me a picture of the design she wants, and it'll be a cool design and challenging for me, so I definitely want to record that. And then Shantae was supposed to come this week, but something happened with her finances, so she'll be coming next week. So besides other content that I am planning on, which is I'm going to be planning on doing a set on myself using Miss Galore's cards. I can't wait to do that. And I will get to put my new e-file into use hopefully tomorrow with Jordan, if, like I said, if I'm up to it, if my injury I have is up to it. If not, this is an example of what I was telling you, where I'm just kind of letting the bead sit until it hardens and then forming it, if I'm saying that correctly. Yeah, so some content on the way, and like I mentioned to you guys, I'm pretty much back. I'll be posting regularly as I can and as my schedule allows. So I'm glad to be here, and I'm so glad as always that you guys are here with me. And I will jump back on, I think, when we start filing. Also, I just mentioned that I didn't want to put too much acrylic on these because there's already a nail under there, and I don't want them to be too thick. But when it comes to the glitter ombre nails, you will see me put what looks like a large amount of clear on there, but that is because I do have to file, and I don't want to get into the glitter, and I want to maintain the shape of the nail and not compromise the integrity. So even though it looks like a lot, you'll see when we're finished and or while I'm filing why I did that. And you can see while the nail is here that it isn't too much. I'm just up pretty close. I have it zoomed in so you guys can see. But I don't know, when I watch this back, I'm like, whoa, it's a lot of acrylic, but it's actually not. Like, it's just the necessary amount. So bear with, I trust the process. Trust the process. Okay, so some of this I have in real time. I think this nail is in real time, and then the rest of it's sped up. But this is going to be a medium panna bit, which these bits are amazing. And yeah, I have it on a speed, I'm pretty sure, of about between 11 and 12,000. And on this pinky nail, I felt like when I was starting to seal the cuticle that it was taking off too much acrylic, so I was really going slow doing that. But anyway, it's the same process. I'm going to seal the cuticles, debulk and shape with this bit, and then I'm going to go in with my Tammy Taylor, pardon me, 100 grit on one side and 180 on the other. I am thinning out her free edge a little bit like I did before I even started the fill, which I think I forgot to mention to you guys. Let's see what else. After the e-file is the hand filing, and I'll jump back on then. There's not much else to explain. Thank you for watching, you guys. Okay, I knew there was something else I wanted to say. So I do go in with this file as usual and kind of do the edges, you know, the sides and sidewalls and free edge and everything. But I did decide at some point, and I don't know why, I think just when I was doing this part, like the filing of the whole top of the nail, I just remembered that since I had already used a sanding band, because most times I don't use a sanding band if I'm doing a fresh, like a full set. The only time I break out a sanding band is if I'm working on acrylic. But I think I just realized, well, I have a sanding band, so let me just finish file these nails with the sanding band. So I do get that out and go over the top of the nails with that, which I typically don't do. So I was just letting you know that it's a little different. And I love using this ombre brush, that not polished ombre brush, as my dust brush, because it's really stiff and it really gets in the corners. But these nails are turning into a really, really nice shape, and we're getting close to being done. So this is just going to be a little finish filing with the sanding band. And then of course I'm going to go around the free edge and clean up any little nooks and crannies and danglers and that type of thing. Okay, so I'm sure you guys have seen this plenty of times on Instagram or whatever, but this is just the easiest way to marble. I love doing this. It comes out so pretty with literally less than zero effort. And you know I'm not a nail art person. I can't draw. So this is my go-to design because it's so easy. So I'm going to lay down 3 different colors. I'm going to lay down like a creamy mauve-y pink, a bright hot pink that's just a little couple shades darker than the watermelon we were using on the acrylic, and then a white. This is white from Kara Sky. I love this white. And I put down some not polished blossom gel that I did not cure because it's a blooming gel, so you don't want to cure it. And then I smeared those colors together on my palette, and I grabbed this brush and scooped them up. And once you do scoop them up, all you do is literally just like lay your brush flat on the nail and move it around. So you're basically just picking it up like a spoon and kind of spooning it on there, if that makes sense. So just barely floating it across there and let the blossom gel do its work. And the closer you look, the prettier it looks. And you can use a bolder design, like I had thought about black. We put a few colors down like black and brown, and but she just really liked this combination. This is what we went with, and it came out pretty nice. After this, I'm going to top coat cuticle oil, and we are going to be finished. And the only other thing I want to let you guys know is make sure you wipe your sides before you put it in the lamp. And you will see Kendra holding her hand upside down for, I don't know, 30 seconds or so, because right when I'm done with top coat, I do ask my clients to just hold their hand upside down for a good 30 seconds for all the top coat to roll to the high center of the nail and away from the edges, even though I just wiped it with my finger. When her nails come out of the lamp, I don't think I showed it here, and I need to start showing it more on my channel so I don't just explain it. but I do take my file pretty good to her sides and free edges to crisp them back up. All right, you guys, I just want to thank you for being here. Thank you for always commenting and coming and watching and being so loyal, and it just means so much to me. I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Some more stuff. All right, thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.